Hey, it's Fred again from DriveLife. I'm in the 2025 Skoda Superb Wagon, and I've just spent how far? 600 kilometers so far in this car. I've been up to Hawera from Wellington. It's a 300-kilometer drive there and back, of course, to work on a project car up there. So I've really sort of put the Superb to its paces a bit because on the way there I had to load the car up with a lot of parts, a lot. So I've really given it a bit of a hammering, which is great. And we love the Superb here at DriveLife. It's an amazing car. Each time it gets better and better. For 2025, not too many changes. The interior's pretty much all new as far as the dashboard and console, what have you goes. And nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with the old car, but the new one is a lot better, and we'll get through that. What else? Two models in the Superb range in New Zealand. We have this one, Superb Wagon, pretty easy naming. And then you've got the Sport line, which is, I wouldn't say it's a performance model, but that one comes with adaptive suspension, whereas this model does not. This model doesn't even have drive modes. It doesn't have any in. I'm sort of in the mindset of who cares. It's a station wagon. Okay, it's got 195 kilowatts, but it doesn't need drive modes. If you want to go faster, put your foot down. If you want to use less gas, take your foot off the gas. Not rocket science. So two models. This one is 77,300. The Sport line is $86,000. There's not a lot of difference other than, as mentioned, the adaptive suspension and some extra goodies on the Sport line model. Boy, are they well kitted out for base models. This car for 77,300, it's got everything you could really want. This QI wireless charging, of course. There's a 3-stage heated steering wheel. The front seats are 3-stage heated and ventilated. We don't have a heads-up display, which is a little bit surprising. I can't remember if the Sportline has that or not, but it's always a handy feature. But they do have a lot of equipment. No sunroof in this model, but fairly well kitted out for what is essentially a base model. Both are four-wheel drive, which is excellent. Both are mechanically identical, except for the adaptive dampers. They're a 2-litre turbo 4, same engine as the previous generation. 195 kilowatts of power, plenty. 400 newton meters of torque, plenty. There's a lot more with these cars going on. If we move to the interior, spacious is the word. So much space. The rear legroom is ridiculously big. It's like a limousine back there. It's phenomenal. The boot is huge. I fitted so many car parts into this car on the way up from Wellington. I just kept putting more and more in, and I just didn't think I could get more in, but I did. I had a boot lid in there, a BMW M3 seat. I had a sandblaster in there, and a huge number of other parts, and everything fitted in there. And I had some space to spare. I was quite shocked. So boot space, 660 litres with the rear seats up. That puts to shame quite a few SUVs. With the seats down at the back, you've got 1900 litres. That is phenomenal. So you're never wanting for space in this car, for cargo or space. The cabin is wide. I've got plenty of room. The rear headroom is excellent. It's just fantastic inside, and the whole interior itself, other than a couple of things, is really good. It's bright and airy. The visibility is excellent while you're driving. The headlining, as you can see, it's white, so it helps lift the car even without a sunroof. The only thing I don't like in the interior, really, and it's not a major, it's not a deal breaker, is this new finish on the dashboard, which sort of integrates the vents there, which is nice. It's a nice thing. But it looks like I should be getting CDs and popping them into the slots. That's what it reminds me of, a CD holder from the 1980s. It's a bit, it's not me. It's not me, honestly. I don't like it. But anyway, that's just me. But hey, at least the air vents, stick cruise control on here. At least the air vents have nice little knobs up and down, left and right. So simple. And that seems sad to bring that up, really sad. But with companies like BMW stuffing up their vent controls, it's nice to see Skoda are going, this works, stick to this. I don't have to take my eyes off the road doing anything. BMW with its new haptic controls for the vents, crazy. The other ones, we had the 1 Series BMW, and it had the little tiny vent, 2 separate controls that do up and down. It's just Crazy, really crazy. This works and I love it. Simple. And I love the finishes that Skoda's done in the interior too. We've got some beautiful finishes on the side, LED strip lighting, of course. Everything is relatively soft. It's getting a bit dark now. Hopefully you can see it. And it's it's fantastic. It feels like a lot of money, but the car is well equipped and you get a lot of equipment for your money. And including this new screen for this generation, same as a Kodiaq that we went to the launch of that we're reviewing soon as well. And it's great size, fantastic clarity. The speed of it is excellent. Absolutely no complaints at all of the screen. It works brilliantly. As for 2025, there's quite a few controls that are done through the screen, but you don't have to use them. You can use the voice commands. That works. Try one. I'm a bit hot.
Sorry, I don't know. Sure, it will get cooler shortly.
Thank you. So you can use voice controls with quite a few commands, so you don't have to take your eyes off the road. It's right there on the steering wheel. Easy peasy. Head to steering wheel controls on the steering wheel. 3, 2, 1, off. Simple. Seat heating, and this is one of the best features I love about the new Skoda, and it's the same in the Kodiaq, is Skoda's smart dials here. Instead of chucking everything on the screens, which is not that safe and a bit painful, they've created smart dials. So this one here on my side is currently temperature. I'll turn it up and down. Push it in once, it's now seat heating control. Turn it down, turn it up. Push it again, got seat ventilation now. Adjust that. If I leave it, it goes back to temperature. So you've got those 3 settings there on the one physical knob. Fantastic, works beautifully. Passenger has their own one as well. Great system. Hope Skoda keeps up with it because it really works. And then they've got this smart dial in the middle here. So you can actually program this one out of 5 commands. You push it in and it changes. This is a fan. Don't know what that one is. That's the volume control for the passenger. And we're back to fan again. So you can program, I don't know why Skoda's done this, but there's 5 different settings you can program in and you get to pick 4. So it feels like they should have just made it 5 and be done with it. Or made it less. I don't know. It just seems a bit crazy to have this 4 out of 5, pick your 4. But it works really well. So you can adjust that to whatever you want through the commands. Up here, we are in smart dials, and that's it. So the other one we haven't got here, we can put on map zoom instead of volume. We can turn one off and change it to a map zoom if you don't want to pinch and zoom on the screen. It's quite nice. So that smart controls work really well. I love these dials, and I hope they go through all the Skoda models. They're just brilliant. Got our QI wireless charging down the front here, a couple of USB-C ports. We've got no drive mode button, as I said. Don't need one. Put your foot down if you want to go faster. Our Superb's blue, so we do get a lot of people looking and pointing. I see cars going past and I see a little finger going up. There's a cop. There's a cop. Not a cop. But it sort of works in the fast lane of the motorway because people move over really quickly. Sometimes I have to flash my lights. If I get those slow drivers doing 80 in the outside lane, just sit behind them. They see a blue Skoda Superb and they soon move over. Brilliant. Is it worth buying the car for that? Maybe. What else about the interior? Steering wheel, fantastic. Standard Skoda stuff. It feels fantastic. It's nice and small. It's the right size for the car, and the steering wheel controls are excellent. And I love that Skoda is sticking to a thumb wheel for the volume control. I wish everybody did that. It works. You don't have to look at the steering wheel to your volumes up and down. So simple. And we get these other cars that have buttons for the volume control. It's very common. A volume knob like this is absolutely brilliant and just works. And I know down here, left and right is tracks or your radio station. Again, no looking down, fast forward, go back, whatever you want, volume up and down. These are some of the best steering wheel controls out there. They work brilliantly. Got a couple of issues with our car. The main one is that the map screen doesn't work. If I go here and start the map viewer, yeah, that hasn't worked since I picked the car up. So 600 kilometers later, it's still starting the map view. It doesn't work. You might think just turn it off and on again. Yeah, that doesn't work either. Tried that. But we know it does work on most cars, just a glitch on this press car that we've got. And you get the full screen map view, which is nice. So at the moment, I can go flick between my screens. This is a driver assist screen. Got that one. Then I can get my gauges up. We always have a digital speedo. Fantastic. We need that. and we can change to this view as well. So you get to flick between your different views, and when you do have the map view working, you get that full map across the entire screen. Awesome. Without a heads-up display, that's a really nice feature to have on the Skodas and the Audis, let's be honest, that it works on. Great feature. We have got the cruise control stalk, not my favorite. I'm not sure anybody from DriveLife likes the cruise control stalk, but hey, it still works and get used to it. And it's one of those things again where after a while of using it, you don't look down, you just do the thing and it works. If I want to increase my distance, I can just do it on the knob, on the stalk, sorry, and it works really well. Another great feature I love with Skodas is the felt line door pockets. They're absolutely brilliant. My water bottle's in there. It's empty at the moment. You'd think of being empty it would rattle around, but it does not. The felt lining just takes all of that away, and we still see quite a few Mercedes Benzes that don't have that. Some are starting to now, and it's such a cheap, what you would think a cheap thing. Line the door pockets with felt. Anything you put in there is not going to rattle around. So otherwise, you're driving along and your drink bottle starts rattling, and it can drive you a bit crazy. So I love that Skoda does that. They're one of the few companies I think that does it in all their cars, and I always appreciate it. Great feature. For 2025, they've moved to a gear change on the stalk instead of down on the console, and hey, it works fine. There's quite a few companies going that way now. Twist it to put in the drive, forward, you twist it back to go to reverse. It's not rocket science. Press a button on the inside to go into park, easy peasy. If you're going to go in sport mode, twist it again. I'm now in sport mode. I can use the paddles to go up or down in manual mode, or if I just leave the paddles, it will stay in sport mode and it'll hold the gears for longer. So it's sort of like a drive mode if you like, but not really. And then flick it back again, we're back into normal. It's just driving, change your gears on its own, but not in sport mode anymore. That works really well. It doesn't take long for it to become second nature, and it works. It doesn't go up or down or in or out. It's just a twist with a button on the end. Very common to a lot of brands now, and it saves real estate on the center console, so why not? Another one of those smart features that Skoda has, Simply Clever they call it, and this is in the new Kodiaq as well. And another thing I already love is a screen wiper. These screens get covered in fingerprints so bad, and so Skoda have given us a little screen cleaner. That's it, four-sided. You just go over there while the screen's on, wipe it, fingerprints gone. It's that easy. So simple, really great they're thinking of things like that. That is always an issue. You get in the car, especially when the car's off and it's just covered in fingerprints all over the place. Just wipe it with that. It takes 5 seconds and it cleans it all up. Those of us that are a bit OCD appreciate that sort of thing. So what about the look of the new Skoda Superb? It doesn't look that different. It looks the same to me. A few tweaks here and there. Did it need to change? I'm quite happy they've changed it. For a station wagon, big station wagon, the proportions are just right. In this blue colour of ours, can't remember the official name, but it's the same colour that the cops use for their mufti cars. It looks sensational. It really does. And the tinted rear windows and side windows just sort of nail it on the side profile. It's long, sleek. It looks good from any angle. I just love the Superb wagon. I'm sort of, when they dropped the Superb liftback, hatchback, it's like, it's a good looking car, but the wagon, boy, it just looks fantastic. Absolutely no complaints. Happily live with one. Happily look at it at the car park when you go away from your car and come back again. It looks awesome. The aero wheels, maybe not so much a fan of. The Sportline model has, I think, 19-inch wheels against 18s, or 20s against 19s on this, and they do look better. I'd up spec to the other wheels if I had the cash, or just go to the Sportline. But the wheels look okay. You know, it's not the end of the world either. They're just wheels. But the whole car overall, it nails on the design feature. It's not complicated. It has got a massive grille. There's not lots of bulges and lines everywhere. It is very simple, and for that reason, I could see it dating really well. Not looking dated in 5 years and what were they thinking type of scenario. The look of this car is perfect. It doesn't look that much different from the older generations, and that's fine with me. As far as driving the new 2025 Skoda Superb Wagon goes, it's pretty bloody good, I must admit. The seats could do with a bit more side support because the car with four-wheel drive, it's got Pirelli P7 tyres on it. It grips pretty well, so you can fair chuck this car around the corners competently, confidently, and it sticks. It sticks really well. So I have found myself sort of being pushed out a bit, so better seats would be nice, but not the end of the world. But they are supremely comfortable. I did the 4-hour drive from Wellington up to Hawera in one hit, got out, felt fine. Probably one of the reasons for feeling fine is I used the car's massaging seats. Both front seats are fully electric, both are heated and ventilated, and both have massaging. And it's not that cheap massaging that we're seeing in some cars where it says it's massaging. You need to check this if you're going to buy a car and it says it's got massaging seats. And you press the button and all it does is do the lumbar motors in and out. And basically you feel like you're in the Alien movie with something trying to launch out of your stomach. It's not very nice. I don't like it at all. It just feels uncomfortable. So Skoda Superb for 2025 has got proper massaging seats. There's a button in the middle of the lumbar adjust. Turn it on, and that's it. I'm doing my massaging seats. If I want to change it, because there's multiple seat massaging modes, go into the seats, I'm going to pick the driver. I can adjust my intensity here. I can adjust the duration, so it'll just turn off after a while, obviously. Got little green lights here on the seat showing where I'm being massaged, and I can pick my different options here. Back, shoulders, circles, upstrokes is quite nice. That's tapping. I had this one on the other day, and so it starts tapping your back one point at a time on one side and goes up the other side, and it sounds weird, but man, it feels really nice. I like that. That for me is a really good massaging seat compared to those ones that are pretend massage seats. This is much nicer. And again, driver and passenger got the same controls, same massaging seats, so your significant other can also turn on their massaging seats and be comfy on a long trip. It's great. I love it. It's brilliant. More things about driving the Superb for 2025. That 2-litre turbo motor is the same one we've had in other models. There's no changes, and it's still just as good. It's quiet. The engine is so quiet. I guess the whole car is quiet, really. There's not a lot of road or wind. Tyre noise and course chip, not great, but that's common for a lot of cars. But otherwise, it's quite a serene place to be, especially on a long trip. I see the Sportline models has double glazed front windows. I don't know that you need it, but nice to have. But on the whole, that engine it's a gem. It's super quiet, but 195 kilowatts, it really moves along. It'll get you at 100 k's in 5.7 seconds, and that is nothing to be laughed at for this is a big station wagon. It's very good performance. The mid-range is excellent. Passing people, it just goes. It picks up and goes. There's very little lag. It just punches with that 400 newton meters. So great engine, and not only is it powerful, and it sounds quite nice when you wind it out, not obtrusive, but just got a little Euro-tuned sound going on it, which nobody can mind. It's bloody economical as well. I am running at the moment 7.3 litres per 100 kilometres. Skoda suggests that you should get around 8.1. Okay, I've been doing a long trip. It was loaded up on the way up to Hawera, but 7.3 for a turbocharged 2-litre 4-cylinder with 195 kilowatts, that's phenomenal in anybody's books. So I'm very impressed with the fuel economy. Nobody should be laughing at that because that is an excellent result. Handling wise, the set of grips around the corner, and it really does. You can, as I say, chuck this car into the corners and it'll just go. Steering feedback is surprisingly good. It's feeding back you enough information that you know what the front wheels are doing, and that's all you can ask for. And again, this is a station wagon, not quite a Repmobile at that price, but it's a 5-door station wagon, and it handles bloody well. Can you see why the police have got one? I can. It handles fantastically. It gives you the information you need. It grips. It sits relatively flat, and then on top of that, the ride is excellent. You would think that the ride would be bumpy it's not quite tight suspension or hard, but it handles well. But the ride is superb, if you like. The ride is excellent. So I'm quite surprised with that compromise that Skoda's got between the two. It's so comfortable. it is almost the perfect car, and I don't say that often. It is this close to being perfect all-around car. I guess that's my summary of the 2025 Skoda Superb Wagon. Do you need the Sportline model with adaptive suspension? I don't know that I do. I would be more than happy with this base model if you like. It handles, it goes, it's economical, it's spacious, it looks good. It's not wanting for equipment really, so is it the perfect car? Very close to it. Fred from DriveLife. See you next time.